So, in regard to the spectator church, the end of the spectator church, answering God's call to full engagement, what do you think the key is to moving into that place in your life as a believer where you move from that lukewarm to a hot, useful believer?
Yeah. Let me connect back to something you just said. In the Declaration, the Founding Fathers pledged their lives,
their
fortunes,
and sacred honor.
and their sacred honor. A Baptist preacher, I don't know if you've heard of him, he is a jewel of a preacher, Vance Havner. He is the quote king. He died in 1986, was born in 1901, and he is just the most quotable guy. And he said, every Christian is a priest, not offering a sacrifice for sin, since that has been done once for all, but offering, now this is our priesthood. We don't offer a sacrifice for sin. Our high priest did that.
Once and for all.
Once and for all. But we're priests, and remember Peter said we are holy priests offering spiritual sacrifices to God. He said every Christian is a priest, not offering a sacrifice for sin, since that has been done once for all, but offering his person, his praise, and his possessions. So I think there may be a little bit of a correlation here. The Founding Fathers believed in the mission so strongly that they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. In other words, it was something worth giving their all for, in other words. Those are, beautiful, magnificent words, but basically they just laid it all on the line. They gave their all. They held nothing back. And Vance Havner said that as priests, that we offer our person, our praise, and our possessions. Those are kind of parallel statements.
Yes, they are.
In a sense. They did it not removing any divine impetus in their lives, but for a natural kingdom, in essence, a natural country. Right. But we are citizens of heaven. And when our heart is captivated by the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and going back to the quote you read from Spurgeon at the beginning of the book in one of the other sessions, he said every Christian ought to do something for God.
Yes.
They ought to do all they can for God. They ought to do all they can for God all the time. And so to tie this into Vance Havner's statement, our person, well, when you stop and think about it, let's just take a person sitting in church. What do they have? Well, they have time. Everybody's got the same amount, 24 hours a day. Some of that time is going to be going to a job or taking care of the house or cooking food or whatever. We've all got natural duties to tend to. But what about being good stewards of our time in making sure that we're doing things, even if it is day-to-day routine things like when you go to work, going to work representing Jesus? Doesn't mean you have to be talking constantly, witnessing all the time. You might get fired for that. But your life can be a witness. Just the very fact that, somebody, a coworker, just you find out they had a loved one die, and you can be the one that will write them a kind note of care and put a flower on their desk or, offer to take them a meal. There's so many ways. Martin Luther's statement, every man should be Christ to his neighbor. There's so many ways. Dorcas taking her needle and thread and making garments for people. The Bible is full of instructions about good works. And we've kind of been away from that for many years because we don't want people to think they're saved by works, but we're saved to works.
Good works that the Lord's created us for.
Works are never the root of our salvation, but works are supposed to be the fruit of our salvation. Jesus said, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. And so whether it's, at church, and I do want to clarify, we're not against people sitting and listening to a sermon. That's not what we mean when we say the end of spectator church. But we're saying don't listen to a sermon just to say you listen to a sermon. Listen to a sermon to see how your life can be changed. Listen to a sermon to see how can your gifts and abilities be activated to better represent Him. So always listen, always worship, always fellowship with a view toward personal transformation, and then being able to share what you've received with others.
Thank you for watching this video, and be sure to explore more of my YouTube channel for more content like this. And if you want to learn more about what we do, or if you want to partner with us, be sure to visit my website at markcowart.org. May the Lord bless you richly.